Last night, I pretty much made a fool of myself. Let me explain what happened. Went to church. Nick went with me. And I was talking to my youngest adopted son, Matt, and to my pastor. And I was saying, well, the kids are going to start riding the bus. Gas has gotten too expensive. Like, in my mind, I was saying $3.65 a gallon. Well, it's $3.63.9, but I don't ever put the cheaper stuff in Linda's pickup. However, it came out $7.65. In my mind, I was saying $3.65, but in my mouth came out as $7.65, and Matt was incredulous. Where are you getting that? I said Main Street in Davis. And then it dawned on me what had happened, and I felt very foolish. There's a dinner tonight at our church at 6 o'clock, and I'm going to explain what it's about. There's a ministry down in Ardmore called Hope Ministries, and they have changed young couples' minds away from getting an abortion to keeping their baby, because life is sacred. And so they're having a dinner for these kids. It'd be 45, 50 people show up on top of my church family. And let them know there's a place for them to come. Just a second. Oh, sorry about that. Allergies are off scale. Anyway, the long and short of it, it gives these young people a place to come. Many of them are not married, and it'll be the girl and her boyfriend showing up. I don't know if any are actually married or not. It really doesn't make any difference to the outreach my church is doing, or that Hope Outreach is doing. It's because they're letting people know they're loved and they're cared for. Man, it's like somebody dumped a bunch of pepper in here or something. It's tingling my nose. Just a second. Oh man. But the thing is, I'm going to try to make it tonight. I don't know that I can. The deal is, everybody that goes to my church has their own unique problems in life. I understand that. But ours is real time consuming and real problematic. We have a lot of grandkids that are staying here right now and dealing with that. But if I could make it down there, I'm going to. It is what it is. I want to go. I don't know that I can go. That's the problem. And tomorrow is Friday, and I'm trying to get things done today that I don't have to do them tomorrow. Plus, I went through I've got like 15 to 20 flash drives in my desk, and I checked every one of them, and they all have what my former boss calls legal retention. There are things that are on there that have to stay on there. So my son Brandon brought me one of his that he's never used. I'm going to check it out after this. Now, what's that got to do with anything? Didn't get to write yesterday, and after I do this and upload it, I intend to start on a book. I've decided what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call the book Urban Survival. Just a second. It will not be written under the name Tucklow Neshoba. It will be written under the name Dr. Clifton Sewell, because that is my other name and that is who I am. And yes, I am a doctor, not a medical doctor. I've got people that take exception to that, but I've got the documentation and all that. But the only reason I'm doing it like that is so people might pay attention. It's not about me making money off of it. It's about helping others. Now, why would I call it urban survival? Because you know, there's all kinds of books out there for foraging and all that, and I'll include some of that too. I'll include how to track things, things you can call out of the woods. But there are so many people that are captured, and there's no other word for it, in cities, in big cities. In small rural America, like where we live, that's not that bad a problem. But we have homeless folks in Davis, Oklahoma. Davis is 4.5 miles that way from where I'm sitting right now. We have homeless people there. One guy in particular walks around with an overcoat on in high heat, with shorts and no shirt, carrying a child's backpack with him, talking to himself. And there are other homeless folks there in Davis, and in Sulphur they have even more. The park rangers over at the national park chase people off all the time illegally camping. Folks, you're only going to see it get worse. But what I'm going to cover in the book are some very simple solutions. The old days of going behind a grocery store that's thrown out outdated food, those are pretty much over because of the messes everybody has left. They almost unanimously, they have either a solid wall around it with a lock around the dumpster, or they have a big fence around it with a dumpster. And I've even seen one store up in Paul's Valley, I think it was. It might have been Ardmore, might have been Ada, but I think it was Paul's Valley, where they actually had the fence and then lines out like that with barbed wire across there, and the high dollar barbed wire, not concertina wire, but barbed wire, to keep people out of their trash. And that is really sad. But you know, there's a guy named Christopher Anthony Lunsford, goes by the name Oliver Anthony. He's in Virginia. He's a red-headed dude with a beard and close-cropped hair and plays a resonator guitar and sings, and he's written a lot of songs, and he broke the mold on a lot of things that the Suits in Nashville and everybody else just couldn't believe. He had a song he put on YouTube, and in one day it got over 1 million hits. His channel I subscribe to, Oliver Anthony Music. He has been there, done that, been an addict, been an alcoholic, mentally ill. He addresses all that. But he's got a song he wrote, Rich Men North of Richmond, talking about Richmond, Virginia. And it's basically a battle cry, because those folks that have a lot of money do not care about the rest of us, by and large. And most rich people got their wealth illegally and immorally. Now, you can say, well, you're a socialist. No, I'm not. What I am is a proud Christian. And Christ said it is our obligation to take care of others. And that is why my church is hosting this dinner tonight, to help take care of others. There have been some people come to Christ. You know, I'm kind of a caustic individual, and I'm someone that, like my little sister, neither one of us have a filter. We just spit it out there. And both of us we know the score. We know what's going on. And her wonderful husband, JD, he knows what's going on too. He's in a government job, and he sees it. I believe that most people that are real people see it. They see the evil that's happening. They see that which is going on, and they understand. So in urban survival, I'm going to address a lot of this stuff. I started this book years ago, and I've got so many flash drives, and I've got CDs that are up there, CD readers, floppy disk reader. I mean, I've got one right here that's an external floppy disk, because all my computers are new. Plug that in and look at some of the old files I got. I don't know where that book is. When I say I started it years ago, I started that book before we moved here, and we've been living here 9 years. So, I don't have writer's block. The only thing I had yesterday, was I didn't have one of these that was clean. Now I do. I've got to get out a paint pen and label it, and I got to, first I got to double check that it doesn't have something Brandon needs on it. Then, I buy a lot of flash drives, a lot of thumb drives, because I use them. I mean, I use the doodah out of them. Now, if you're breathing, you are being blessed. You can believe that or not, but it is the truth. And I want you to thank God for your blessings. I also want you to understand one very real thing. We are our brother's keepers. Brother's keepers. I made an obnoxious comment about someone I know that works part-time for Jerry. I brought him up to Matt, who is the guy's boss, and Matt put me in my place, rightfully so. Everybody is a child of our Father in heaven. Everybody is a child of God. We need to treat everyone with respect. And that is a hard lesson for me to learn, because I'm not one of those guys that's ever done that. I'm learning. I'm an old man, but I'm learning every day. Well, folks, I love you. God bless you. Like that sign up there says, be kind. I've got to get off here and do some writing. Bye.